Good evening, Facebook friends and family. It's Stephen here, one of your favorite Patriots. Just giving you a dose of my 2 cents. Well, I guess it's 5 cents because Canada no longer has pennies. But this video I was going to do yesterday because it needs to be addressed that no one is bigoted or racist for wanting to put Canadians first. There is nothing wrong with wanting to control the influx of people that are getting into our nation. There is nothing wrong with getting angry and frustrated at the fact that Canadians and those that come here legally are going without, while we're continuing to hand out our resources and handing out our money to those that didn't come through here legally. Mass migration to me is just a way to create chaos, a way to kind of bank the system as you will, to kind of cause an influx of whether it's crime or distraction. They're pretty much being used by the left as pawns, as little puppets to get in and create chaos. When I seen that they were taking the billboards down of Max Bernier, it pissed me off. Because whether you like his message or not, in this country we have freedom of speech and freedom of expression. If you don't like it, simply don't look. You know, we have these two things on our faces for a reason. They're called eyes. You don't like something, look away. Simple as that. I'm not saying I support Max Bernier or Andrew Scheer or whatever leader for right now, but what I'm saying is that there is nothing illegal, racist, or bigoted for saying that we need to stop this mass migration now. When you see that millions of dollars a day are being used to house these refugees that are coming in from our southern border, abusing our asylum system, while you see our First Nations across this country going without drinking water, you have veterans who are going without food, water, and shelter. You see our seniors and our elders contemplating killing themselves because they can't afford to live. There is nothing illegal or bigoted or homophobic or racist for wanting to take care of ours first. Illegal immigration. Those that are coming in from our southern border because they know they risk deportation in the United States because they're illegal immigrants most likely in the United States. So they are abusing our system and the fact that we have such a liberal-minded, socialistic mindset leader, our prime minister, who is willing to take them in because diversity is our strength. Bullshit. It is not. Hey, Piera. Hey, Terry. Hey, Gladys. I have many friends who are immigrants, legal immigrants from all over the world that have come here from India, that have come here from Ireland, that have come here from the Philippines, all legally on their own dime. My Filipino friend worked 3 jobs to get here. She worked 3 jobs while here, leaving her husband, her newborn, and her 5-year-old daughter in the Philippines while she worked hard here in Canada for a better life, and then had to pay so much to get all the paperwork done, all the legalities done, all the health testing and all that done to ensure that her children, her daughters, and her husband could come here. That took 5 years. They didn't get no handouts. They don't get no free health care or free dental or free prescriptions. The ones coming in from our southern border in Manitoba and in Quebec are here to abuse our asylum system. They're not here to integrate. They're here because they are afraid of being deported in the United States. Because who in their right mind would need to come into Canada when you are in the most powerful country in the world? You are coming in from upstate New York. Tell me what is so warlike down there that you need to come into Canada. Tell me how you feel unsafe being in the States. I can understand if you were trying to flee to other certain areas, but doing it legally. But when you're coming in from our southern borders, like a herd of cattle, and you're trying to abuse our asylum system, for what? Because you dislike Trump's policies, or most likely because you're there illegally? Most likely. And then in Ontario, they're being housed in hotels at millions of dollars a day. But our Our veterans are asking more than we can give. Our seniors, our elders, the ones that built this nation, are choosing between paying bills or eating. What is it, common sense, that you don't understand? That there is nothing bigoted about taking care of us first. We are not the saviors of the free world. We are Canada, and Canadians need to come first. Call me racist, call me whatever word you need to call me. I have friends and family from all walks of life, from different races, nationalities, ethnicities, sexualities, transgendered, yes, many different walks of life make up my circle. So have fun calling me a racist. And for a fact, I'm interracial and I'm gay. So good luck trying to use those words against me, because the only fool that's going to be shown is you. Mass migration. What is the point of it? Why? What is so wrong about what Max Bernier said about mass migration? And you see the signs, say no to mass migration, and then all the headlines for all the fake media puts anti-immigrant sign. It was nothing anti-immigrant anything. Are you guys that stupid to fall for such nonsense? That you really think that Max Bernier is trying to be anti-immigrant? They're using a billboard that says, say no to mass migration, not be against immigration. He didn't say that at all. So how can something be so mistwisted to fall right into the left's lap and have them turn it into something that it's not? And you wonder why people are walking away from the Liberal Party here in Canada and the Democratic Party in the States at a rapid rate. Because they use anything and everything at their disposal to win. When they are the biggest homophobic people, the biggest racists that you'll ever find. It is sickening to see that we have come to this time in Canada where a billboard, so Jim Pattison, an amazing gentleman, his company is amazing. He leased out space on a billboard legally. They paid him or the company to have the billboard there. Nothing illegal was said. But then they lost their balls and took them down. Max Bernier and the party most likely paid to have those billboards there. And I'm assuming Jim Pattison Group has legal things in play, lawyers, attorneys that would guide them on whether or not that should be put up or is illegal to be put up. So you can't tell me that what he put up was illegal. No, because some snowflakes who were afraid of melting got bent out of shape. Mass migration is bad for any nation. Do your own research. Look up what's going on in the United Kingdom and ask them how mass migration has worked for them. Or in Sweden, that are dealing with acid attacks daily, stabbings daily. Because, gun control laws really work, right? But yet they're dealing with explosives and knife violence in Sweden. Ireland is dealing with many of the similar things. France, Australia, New Zealand. But all of you, some of you that don't know how to think for yourselves, need to stop tuning into these news stations and thinking that it's a gospel. That you're hearing gospel, that everything that's coming out of their mouths are true. I'm sorry, but journalists are no longer journalists anymore. Reporters are no longer reporters. Reporters is what you would find back during Desert Storm. I think that was with the original war in Iraq, back in the early 90s, when you would see reporters actually in the desert, kind of in little spaces, as you will, to get the cameras and to get what's going on in the background and literally risking their lives to get the news out there. Journalists, most of them of today, they are fake. I believe a tabloid over CNN. I believe Us Weekly over New York Times. By now, I believe more in the National Enquirer than I would any main news source. Because it's no longer news. There's an agenda at play, and they're going to push their narrative. No, Max Bernier is not against immigration. He's against illegal immigration, as majority of us Canadians, or all of us Canadians, should be against. Illegal immigration should be illegal. I go run through a stop sign. So I committed a small little infraction and got got a ticket. That's because I broke the law. Why can you come into our country, reap the benefits of our country while abusing our asylum system, and the rest of us get shit? Tell me how I'm wrong. Please, someone, really, if you have a brain and you think you can debate me, tell me what is so racist about being against mass migration or illegal immigration. Tell me what is anti about either of those. There's nothing anti-immigrant or anti-immigration in either of those. Mass migration has worked nowhere. It is for one purpose: to create chaos. A secondary purpose could be, hopefully, to grow their voting circle. Because they owe it all to Justin Trudeau. Because Justin Trudeau gave them a safe place to live. Well, coming in from upstate New York, coming in from the United States, the most powerful nation in the world you are running from. You are coming to a country like Canada, whose military is pretty much being stripped. Our veterans are getting walked on. We can't even get a synthetic or a prosthetic leg for a veteran, but we have $10.5 million to give to Omar Khadr. I don't care if Justin Trudeau or the left-minded individuals want to say it's something Harper did, or Harper did this, or Harper did that. I don't care. He should never have gotten that money. He is a terrorist, plain and simple. And I'd love to face him face to face and show him what being a real Canadian is all about. So it's time that we set the records straight. Max Bernier or Andrew Scheer or anything that you see out there, neither of them are anti-immigrants or anti-immigration. Max Bernier's billboard wasn't illegal. Just because you snowflakes got a little melted and a little bent out of shape doesn't make it wrong. But right away you see the headlines: anti-immigration, anti-immigration, anti-immigrants, I'm like, can you read? You should be able to at least read past the 6th grade level, I'm hoping. It never once said anti-anything. Mass migration is not needed because of the fact you can't vet them properly and ensure they're not bringing in diseases that the free world has eradicated because of vaccines. You wonder why your vaccinated children are getting diseases that you're vaccinated from. Because they're bringing in different strains. They're bringing in other things that we haven't eradicated, that we've never had to deal with. So that's why our once eradicated diseases are now being seen again. It's not because of the non-vaccinated children, because if your children are vaccinated, shouldn't they be safe? It's people coming in that are not vetted properly, aren't tested for diseases properly, aren't being checked on properly, pretty much being brought off a plane and said, here you go, reap the benefits of Canada, while the rest of Canadians take the shit. That's pretty much what it's about. I am for illegal immigration. I have many friends. Like I said, my Auntie Rowena is one. My Uncle Gordon, my mom's oldest brother, or one of her older brothers, married a Filipino in the Philippines. And he would come here, and then she would come here to visit, she would leave, he would go there, and he would visit and stay for a couple months at a time, and they worked years to get my Auntie Rowena here. I'm not anti-immigrant. I'm anti-illegal immigrant. Illegal immigration. Mass immigration is wrong. You can't do your due diligence to Canada and to all of us Canadians by just rushing people through the door. Shouldn't there be limits? There needs to be limits. We have limits on the amount of people can be in a hall. Whether, say, you're having a dance reception and you rent a hall for 300 people. But you have 350 there, and the fire marshal shows up and shuts you down because you went over the limit. Or say you're in a movie theater and they go over their capacity. They get shut down. Why? Because the fire marshal is going to say you are risking people's lives by having too many people in here. So if you make genocide legal, that makes it okay. I don't understand, Jeremy, what your question is. What I don't understand is, so if you make genocide legal, that makes it okay. So I think what you're talking about is maybe what's going on in other countries, I guess. I am sorry that other countries aren't as free as we are or can live as we live. That is unfortunate. But I don't have to feel guilty any longer about where I was born. Am I lucky? Absolutely. Do I know where my place would be if I was in a different nation? Yes, I'd most likely be 6 feet under or tossed into a ditch. Because I'm too outspoken, because I'm interracial, because I'm what you'd call an infidel, and I'm gay. So tell me where in their nations, in some of these nations in the Middle East or around the world, tell me how safe I'd be there. But many of these self-entitled crybaby snowflakes, instead of using their words and their skills to save our nation, are too busy trying to play savior for the rest of the world. I want to know what you meant. So if you make genocide legal, that makes it okay. She's seen two villages. Sorry, I'm just trying to read your thing, Loretta. Oopsie. I can't see all your... Oopsie. Yes, now I think I get what you're saying there, Jeremy. I just seen two villages like communities in the 216 on the east side of Edmonton that could house a couple thousand people. They are empty and still some being built. Where are those people coming from? Not that many Canadians are moving to Edmonton. Yes, we have many buildings across this nation that are empty. Why aren't they being renovated to house addicts, to house our homeless, to give assisted living for our elders and our seniors, to help the mentally unstable or the mentally ill? Why aren't we utilizing that for Canadians that could use those resources? Why are we housing illegal immigrants in hotels, some of them 5-star hotels, and give them the royal treatment while the Canadians get the shitter? We literally get the shitty end of the stick. Remember, I used to be a left-minded individual. I was liberal ever since I could vote. Yes, shame on me. I understand that I voted that idiot in, and now it's my obligation to help vote that idiot out. Because he's nothing. He is not a leader, and I don't know how majority of us fell for his bullshit. I don't know, but somehow I fell for it. We need to take our nation back. We need to say no to mass migration. We need to say no to illegal immigrants. And we need to limit the amount of people that we can handle in the country of Canada without not helping Canadians first. If we can help all Canadians first, and then we're all taken care of. I know that may be a pipe dream, but say we're all taken care of. Then we can start helping outwards. But we're not the saviors of the free world. We can't even save ourselves. We can't even unify ourselves to defend our great nation. We have patriots fighting amongst each other. Whether one supports Andrew Scheer and one supports Max Bernier, I don't care. Get off your ass and let's save this nation. What about the immigrants already here? Well, unfortunately, if they came from places like Syria, we don't deport to Syria. We don't extradite to Syria. So that gentleman that got away with touching little girls at the Edmonton swimming pool, he was not sent back because we don't deport and extradite to Syria. So we're stuck with them. Whether it's on our streets or in our prison systems, we're stuck with them. And why should we? Why shouldn't we have say? This country is ours. It is not Justin Trudeau's or any of the politicians to do what they want. It is ours. This is our nation, and it is time that Max Bernier, Andrew Scheer, Justin Trudeau, that Mr. Little Terrorist that wants to run for the NDP, finally realize that we, the people, we have the power. This is our country, our nation, and our land. And there is nothing wrong with defending it. There is nothing homophobic or bigoted by speaking your opinion and in speaking your truth. If you are looking for something, you just may find it. But our countries, these illegal immigrants that are coming into our country, well, people inside of our country are stating how racist Canada is, how bigoted Canada is. Well, if we're so bigoted and racist, why are you coming here illegally? Why are you abusing our asylum system? Why? Because you know it benefits you. That's why you're doing it. And you know damn well Canada isn't racist. There may be some racist amongst us, but Canada is not as racist and bigoted as some may think, or some may be putting out there. Because again, I have friends from all walks of life, even friends that disagree with me as a gay male. But as an individual, they treat me with respect. They treat me based on my character and what I put out there. Not who I sleep with, not who I married, but me as the person. And that's where it needs to come down to. If you vote for the idiot, the leader of the NDP, just get on a door and float on out. Because he's not allowed in India. Because of his ties with terrorism. His brother is a convicted terrorist. And yet BC, well, some in BC, I shouldn't say all, but some in BC were dumb enough to vote him. And they were dumb enough, whoever was dumb enough to vote him as the leader of the NDP needs a smack across the head. Your brother's a convicted terrorist. Your brother can't come here. Your brother can't go in India. But you're going to run a federal political party and want to run my country. I don't think so. If you want to call me a racist, bigot, or a homophobe, have at her. They're just words. That's all they are now. They have no meaning. I don't care what the dictionary definition of these words mean. They have been so overused that they no longer have any meaning. When you call me a married gay male a homophobe, you know that word has no meaning. When you call me an interracial male, yes, when I have my darker hair, I tend to look darker, but I'm half Cree and I'm half Ukrainian. And I know I have some English in there somewhere, but I'm part First Nations. So if you can't tell, that's on you, that's not me. If you want to assume my race because my skin may be lighter right now or my hair is dyed blonde, then that's on you. I know where I stand and I know what I am. So I can talk till I'm blue in the face. And I really am not trying to offend anyone, but I will not back down any longer. I will not stop defending our nation until all of our elders and seniors and veterans, our servicemen and women, our military, our homeless, our addicts, our mentally ill, until all of us Canadians are taken care of. We have no money or room for anyone else. Stop abusing our southern borders. Because it's going to get to a time where us Canadians will go down to those borders ourselves and we'll build our own wall. When you see that a veteran in British Columbia died in a tent, a homeless man who had once fought for our nation, if that doesn't make you tear up or get you emotional, but you want to save a sea turtle, or you get mad because our cattle is injected with hormones, but you're okay with our veteran dying a homeless man by himself, then I have no respect for you. If you want to save the rest of the world and you want to take in God knows how many refugees, but we see seniors going hungry, the very seniors and elders that built this nation, then I have no respect for you. If you're okay that our cities are plagued with homeless and with addicts, and if you're okay with helping outside of Canada and wanting all of them to come here, but you see our streets plagued with homelessness and addicts, and you don't want to see them get help, I have no respect for you. If you see even us regular Canadians struggling, working our butts off, but you want someone to be able to come in here and get it for free, I have no respect for you. Call me what you will, call me what you may, but I know who I am. I'm not full of hate. I'm not anti-anybody. But I am for the rule of law. We are a land of laws. They must be followed. And if they can't, and if our elected officials can't follow those said laws that we, as citizens of this country, must follow, then they need to leave. Justin Trudeau should have already stepped down, especially when it's been proven that he violated ethics, code of ethics. He should have stepped down many of times. But he is a coward. He thinks he's above us all. And he's got people patting him on the back saying how amazing he is. He's not. He's just a divisive puppet being used to destroy our once civilized, morally embraced, beautiful nation. And I no longer, if I lose friends, so be it. My country means more to me than you right now. Thanks, Terry. And yes, it's a damn shame, Deborah. And yes, Terry, we must stand tall. Because this election is crucial. And I know it sucks if we have to pick the lesser of two evils. I honestly, at this point, don't know where I stand. I have political parties that have asked me to get involved. I've had the Conservative Party who has reached out watching my videos. I've had the PPC reach out and watch my videos. I've heard from both sides. And now I don't know where I belong with either of them right now. So I won't make a decision right now. I have friends that unfortunately support the Liberal Party. I have friends that support the Conservative Party. And I have friends that support the PPC. And yes, he will be leaving. He won't be leaving until he is done. We won't let him finish off Canada. We have to change our mindsets. And this is coming from someone who lives anxiety and depression daily, who feels like there's a dark cloud hovering over my head. And I got to fight through that cloud every single day. But we got to change our way of thinking and change what we're speaking. Stop saying that we're doomed. Stop saying that we won't prevail. Because then that's what's going to happen. Stand tall. Say we will win. We will save our Canada. We will restore balance, morals, and values. We will take our country back from those who want to corrupt it even more, take it, drain it, and leave us with nothing. But we have to come united, Canada. Stop worrying about your race. They use it to oppress you. And if you're not of a person of color, they use it against you. So if you were white, you must automatically be hated, or you must automatically be racist because you love your nation. Screw that. I ain't white, and I love my nation, and I hate what this government's doing to it. Stop identifying with your race and your gender, your sexuality, and your religion, and just simply identify as a Canadian. That's where it lies, where you will find the love for your nation again, because that's how I found my way. As I started picturing in my head our military, our veterans fighting, putting their lives on the line, I'd listen to our national anthem over and over again and fall in love with the